What's up, Billy? Chris here, the owner of CMP Marketing and Design. And in this video, I'm going to show you what you guys can do to bring more customers straight to your business using your website and Google Business Profile as the tools. Now, more importantly, how you could easily get another 90 or so jobs a month without exaggeration if you use these strategies. But first off, I checked out the website and it looks really, really good. The design of it's great. I love this pop-up right here. The color scheme and the layout are awesome. But it's not yet optimized to actually continually bring you in business. So it's not acting as an asset for your business, but more so like a liability because I'm sure it's coming with expenses. So I'm going to tell you how to fix that. Now, the topics of today are going to be content, backlinks, and citations, and what they'll actually do for you. So getting right into it, page content is made up of the words, the images, and text behind the images called alt text that make up a certain page on your site. You need at least 1,500 to 2,000 words in your homepage to be optimized with Google, depending on your competition and the keywords you're ranking for. This will also give you a lot more opportunity to fill in with some buyer intent keywords that you're trying to get business for. A buyer intent keyword is a word or phrase searched into Google that indicates a person is ready to buy your services. For example, if somebody looked for roofing contractors in Houston, Texas, that's an example of buyer intent because they're looking for a roofing contractor to get a job done in Houston, Texas, so you know it's an area that you target. And when you rank for these words, you come up and get more customers coming straight to you that are already ready to buy. Now, to sum it up, Google likes information and relevancy. And in your content, you can place keywords that tell Google exactly what terms you want to be put in front of when people search for them. So if you're a roofer in Houston, you probably want to tell Google that so they know what to rank you for. Now, this is why content is king and is the easiest and fastest way to rank for anything. Now, I'm going to compare you to one of your leading competitors in the Houston area, and that's Houston Roofing and Construction. Now, you see the amount of content they have on their front page. It's a decent amount. It's not as much as it could be, but it's going to make search engines pay a lot more attention to them than other sites. Now, the second important topic I'm going to go over with you are backlinks. So what a backlink is another website linking to yours through theirs, either through text or through a clickable image. So if I clicked on this and it brought me up to your website, that'll be an example of this website sending your website a backlink. Now, the idea is that these links act like an endorsement of your website from other sites that Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. It's just like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins. But not all backlinks are created equal. You want more powerful and relevant sites linking to because they work a lot more effectively if they are. Quality always wins when it comes to backlinks. And by relevant, I mean if you had a roofing related site linking to you, that's going to do a lot more for you than a site like Pizza Hut for obvious reasons. And we can actually take a look at their backlink profile and dive deep into what's making them so successful and what's pushing so much power to their site so we can use it as a roadmap to beat them. So this is actually how your current backlink profile compares to theirs. And as you can see, they're getting a lot of traffic. And this is actually a low ball because Ahrefs, it's not directly embedded into their website, so it can't 100% accurately tell how much traffic that they're actually getting. This is just an estimation based upon other algorithms that are revolving their website. I typically use it just for all the other statistics because they're very accurate. Now let's take a look at some of their keywords real quick. So as you can see, there are hundreds of these things, but roofing Houston is one, Houston roofing Houston, Texas. Each one of them have their own search volume. And the cool thing about these is you can capture and rank for as many as you want. Each area has their own keywords as well. So as you can see, Houston would have them, Bel Air would have them, and a bunch of others, these areas that I'm not going to take the time to try to figure out how to pronounce right now, but all of these different areas actually have their own keywords. And you can capture all of those as well. And there's a lot of low-hanging fruit at these outlying areas that are going to be a lot easier to rank than the heart of Houston because it's a very high competition area. Now let's take a look at a Google search. The first thing we see here are ads. And while ads are great, the one thing about them is that if they're not made properly, they become a serious money pit. A lot of phones and computers have ad blockers too, which is another reason why organic ranking is so important. Now, this leads me to our last topic, and that's going over the Google Map Pack. And this is an amazing tool because many people go here first to find a business that fills their needs. As you can see, there's a lot of information that it gives. Some people go for ads, some people go for the Google Map Pack, some people go for the websites, all different kinds, but a lot of people go for this Google Map Pack. What gets you ranked here is having a stronger and a larger citation profile than your competitors. A citation is your business's name, address, and phone number submitted into directories such as Yelp and Yellow Pages. And there are a lot of other ranking factors, but your organic ranking and citations are hands down the biggest here. Another cool thing is that, let's say you are set up in Mount Houston, right? you can actually capture and rank for surrounding areas as well. So you'll have like a radius on your Google business profile depending on how strong it is. It might be a little one, it might be a big one, depending on how much you put into it. So it also captures all of those near me keywords too. So let's say you're in Mount Houston and somebody is over here in Westfield and yours actually reaches over there. Somebody in Westfield looks up, roofing contractors near me. You're going to get that business too because it's going to put you in the top position in the Google Map Pack for when that person is searching for you. And this is why this is such an amazing strategy. And it actually means 40 or 50% extra calls than just being in the top organic ranking section with your website. So once all these strategies are all coming together and you're beginning to outgrow your competitors, here's what you might be looking at and why it's really worth it. So out of just 5 out of the tons of different keywords that there are, on average, these total out to about 1,250 searches a month. You can expect by getting leads this way to close about 5% of the total search volume, and I'll break down those numbers here in a second. That means from your website alone, being in the top position for these 5 words would be generating you about 60 jobs a month. Plus the Google business profile adding a 40 or 50% on there, and that doesn't include all the other areas that it targets, and not including all of the other keywords that you could be targeting as well. But that doing these numbers would add out to about 90 jobs a month using both strategies. Like I said, not all the keywords, not all of the areas, but this is actually how we find these numbers. Somebody in the top position of Google for a certain search term is getting 28.5% of the searches. About 60 to 80% of those become hot leads from buyer intent keywords. Either they'll call you or they'll fill out a lead form. And if your closing rate is around 50%, which it typically is getting leads this way because they're already looking to buy, this is what you'd be looking at just from the website SEO. Out of 100 searches, you could close around 8.5 or about 8 to 11 deals per month just from 100 searches by being in that top position for a buyer intent keyword using just your website. I just like to lowball it at 5% being the minimum, even though it's often higher. And Billy, this is what I do for a living. And while this video is going to help you start generating a decent amount of revenue, if you want any help whatsoever, or if you have any questions that you just want to ask, I'm happy to answer them. Just shoot me a message back, or you can give me a call at 330-978-5004, and you're welcome to text that number as well. Either way, I would really appreciate just a line of feedback so I know if you got some value out of the video or not. Thank you so much, Billy. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.